Well, hello, folks. It is I, Rex Rexington, back with you once again with Find the Fighters. It is lovely to have you all back again here today. Of course, once again, we have lovely fighters here with us at the dentist studio for our little interviews. We'll sit down and we'll chat with them, get to know them a little bit more, and, well, I hope you all enjoy our show. Hello, folks. Rex Rexington here, and welcome back to the show. I am excited to announce that our first guest has finally arrived, so let's invite them up onto the stage and let us have ourselves a chat. Oh, well, hello. Hold up, I have to have the cameraman kind of zoom out a little bit. You're quite a bit on the large. There we go, perfect. Thanks, Scotty. Alright. Welcome to my little show here. It's lovely to have you. Would you care to take a seat, or are you do you have like one of those weird difficulties with sitting? I know some of you more robotic folks have issues with your hydraulics on the legs.
I do prefer to stand. I do not wish to crush the couch.
Oh, I mean, the couch can handle quite a bit, but, I mean, if you're worried about that, then that's fine.
Right.
Yes.
Well, understand. That's okay.
Of course. Would you care to introduce yourself to, like, our audience, and for those watching at home, for those that, don't know you?
Alright, I can introduce myself. Hello, my name is Sasha. I'm part of the Space Maids, the chapter and sort, and I may have like a lot of appearance compared to everyone else, but it's my uniform. I can't really. People get confused a lot when I'm wearing this.
Well, it's quite the interesting outfit. I've never heard of a Space Maid. I've heard the Space Marines, but never the Space Maids. That's a new faction.
It's relatively new, yes.
I see. And, so what made you want to, join Fight Finder in the first place? I'm curious.
Oh, okay. I mainly wanted to join because, I'll be honest, I don't have much to do at the moment. Well, at least in my universe. And I just decided to join for funsies. You know, just have fun fighting, and sometimes they even bring by cookies, and whatnot. And like for everyone, I like baking.
I see.
So yeah.
And, have you made your, debut in the ring yet, or are you still waiting for that opportunity?
Still waiting for the opportunity.
I see.
I'll get there eventually.
Well, did you have any chance to witness any of the fights that have happened within Fight Finder? Have you gotten to know some of the fighters?
Well, I don't know many of the fighters yet, but I've seen a few fights, and it's really interesting, really. And it looks, on my end, I think it looks really cool.
Yes.
I personally can't wait to go on there and show off my skills myself, but I don't want to flash everything.
Oh,
you
right.
know.
And speaking of skills, what skills do you bring to the table that separate you from the rest, that can give you that edge in victory? Because obviously you've noticed a lot of them had different skills and martial arts techniques and weaponry, different types, so, you know, each one is different, but what makes you, you know, unique?
Well, I don't possess special powers and stuff and whatnot. I do have, let me think about it. It's hard to put into words. I have really good combat skills. I mainly use my weapons, which I did not bring today. I didn't think I would need to bring them. I have this bolter. I'm trying to explain it, because some people might not know what a bolter is. It's technically a very big gun with very large rounds. Like, mine specifically is bigger than normal bolters. I accidentally got the longer one than usual. mainly weapons, and I have my power hand. It's really weird, but I love using it. It's a pan, but you whack people with it.
Wow.
I found it funny, and I have a built-in flamethrower into it and whatnot. My skill is mainly weapons in combat,
I see.
and it's really hard to knock me down because this power armor. I could withstand a lot of punching kicks, but eventually some of the punches do get through, depending on how strong they are.
Right, so you're kind of one of the more tanky fighters, can take a good beating, but you also have some decent combat skill and a lot of an array of weapons that can keep other fighters on their toes, and you can really adapt to many different styles of fighting to try and shift the battle in your favor.
Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. Did you have any other questions for me?
Oh, yes, of course. So what kind of goals and ambitions do you have for yourself by being a part of Fight Finder? And is there anything special you want to achieve?
Well, I mainly joined for fun, but I do hope to sharpen my skills a little and whatnot. Maybe I could learn a little much from just fighting with people. And, well, obviously I'm going to make some errors here and there, but you obviously learn from those errors.
Oh, of course.
And whatnot. I'm just hoping to, just sharpen my skills and have fun.
So
I don't have too much of a goal.
I see. So mainly using this for training, trying to improve yourself as a combatant and a warrior, trying to polish a lot of the skills that you do have, maybe learn a few new ones from some of the other fighters you encounter. I know a few of them do have a similar build to you and can probably teach you a few different things.
That's pretty much correct, yes. No specific goal in general, but yeah.
Yes. Now, you mentioned that you've seen a few of the fights happen, and I'm curious if you have a favorite fighter yet, or someone that you would admire, someone...
I don't know their name, but they have not to be rude or offensive, they have a unique appearance and whatnot, so I think their name was Peep or something. They're just they look like this crystal person. Oh, that's gonna. I can't explain it, but I do admire them. They are pretty good, and they have some tricks up their sleeves. And when I saw them fight, I was like, oh, that's actually really cool and clever. Though, it's hard to explain. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
And I just admire them because they use their skills in a really unique way. And I like that personally, and I respect it. Use what you can as your, advantage, you know?
Right, well. Yes. So, do you intend to start any rivalries, or do you expect anyone to see you as a rival once you step into the ring?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't really want rivalries because in my own universe, I have to deal with way too many fights sometimes that do involve just rivalries in general. I just want to come to this one and maybe not have those rivals in general. Just again, I'm doing it for fun.
Of course.
There's not much I'm sharpening my skills, like you said.
I see. Well, that is all the questions I have for you today, but are there any closing remarks, anything you want to promote, anyone you want to call out specifically, anything like that?
I think that'll be it for me. Thank you for inviting me and such.
Oh, of course, you're very much welcome. You are a fresh face, so I want to give everyone a chance to be on the show, share a bit about themselves, what they're like, because it kind of gives a bit of life to a lot of the fighters. Can really showcase a lot of like who they are outside of the ring, if you catch my drift.
I understand that.
Well, I do thank you for coming onto my show,
Right.
and taking time out of your day to have a chat with me. I do hope to see your debut in the ring very soon, and see how you fare against a lot of the other competitors that have either been on my show or have been showcased in the ring.
Alright. Well, thank you then. Shall I be on my way?
Of course, of course.
Alright. Have a wonderful day.
You as well. Well, thank you to our sponsors. But here we are again with the next guest with us here today. So let's bring them up onto the stage and let us have a chat.
My hip and legs just fell off. 1 second there. Hey, bro.
Oh, well, hello. Welcome.
It's nice being here today.
Yes, it is very nice. Welcome. So, it's lovely to have you on my show here today. Thank you for stopping by the studio. So, would you like to introduce yourself to the camera as well as the audience watching at home?
My name is Mitch, but I go by Muscle Man. I showed up in the metaverse not too long ago.
See. And, have you made your debut in a Fight Finder yet? Have you, done a few bouts?
I haven't fought in an official event, but I do have a win.
Oh, that's nice. So you fought in some of the more unofficial events. I see. Yes, yes. And how was your first fight?
Is it one of those Is it one of those simulations?
Ah.
What's his name was running? Oh no, it was fun. Well, I did have to. I fought some people. I fought a Saiyan. I fought alongside Omni-Man.
Oh, wow.
There's some fights that weren't as fun, but Fight Finder has been fun overall.
So, what made you want to join Fight Finder in the first place?
Well, when I came to the metaverse, it was one of the first places I heard about. Excited to come here, see what kind of fighters are here, and well, they are very, very capable, bro.
Have any stood out to you yet, or are you? What?
There was a Saiyan. He either didn't get or forgot his name. And well, Omni-Man, I fought alongside him twice. One during one during an actual fight, and then just yesterday we had to fight a vessel for a curse.
Oh. Interesting.
I opened a portal to a different timeline of a place called Shibuya. The whole place got destroyed, but that place doesn't really matter all too much.
I see. Interesting. So, have you thought of any goals or ambitions? Anything you want to accomplish as being a fighter within Fight Finder?
Now that I know there's people who can beat me, I want to get stronger.
Oh,
I actually have a goal to train for again.
I see. So you are basically the strongest in your universe, and basically, were already at the top. So coming here, you might manage to find people stronger than you, and it gave you a new sense of drive to grow.
In my universe, throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one.
Oh,
The strongest jujutsu sorcerer.
wow. So what exactly is a Jujutsu Sorcerer? I'm curious.
Well, jujutsu is, well, so in simple terms, a way of casting magic. You use something called cursed energy, which is made through negative emotions of humans.
Oh,
You channel that through yourself, and and if you're born with it, inherited it, or lucky enough able to learn it, or enough time able to learn it, you can use all sorts of techniques.
interesting.
My technique is limitless.
Limitless. Well, actually, this kind of leads to my next question, but what kind of skills and abilities separates you from the rest of the combatants? What gives you that extra edge in a fight?
Well, the limitless technique brings the very concept of infinity into reality.
Oh, interesting.
With blue, I can make a infinitely attracting mass. It's like a tiny black hole,
Wow.
but not actually a black hole.
Interesting.
And it can attract and destroy things. I can also use it to fly and manipulate objects like some sort of telepathy. But when I take the energy, bind it to each other, it turns red. Reversal red has about twice the power output as blue, and is repulsive.
Interesting. So, red is a bit more of the defensive.
Red is more destructive than blue.
Interesting. Well, you have quite some interesting abilities, that's for sure. Don't think there are many within the roster that have abilities similar to you, so that makes you quite formidable. So it'd be interesting to see how people can overcome your abilities.
Well, I do match abilities with one person pretty closely.
Oh,
Gojo.
Gojo.
And well, I've done looking through, and well, I have to give original credit to him for being the original one to use that technique to its full potential.
I see. Well, that is quite something. And have you, from the fighters that you've seen, have you found one that you admire, one that you enjoy seeing fighting in the ring?
Well, the fighter I have the most respect for is Omni-Man.
Mm-hmm.
When the special grade curse started attacking, he was the only one that stood up beside me to help defend everyone else.
Wow. That's quite something. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes, yes. So, have you had a chance to, well, find a fighter that could be considered your rival, or have you still haven't found anyone worthy enough to fit that bill?
Well, I don't really look for a rival. If I had to rival anyone, I would, well, I'm just here for fun.
Of course. Interesting. So you're mostly just here to enjoy yourself, have a good time, not really into the whole competitive side of things.
Wins don't really matter to me.
I
I
see.
personally find enjoyment in seeing other people's improvement.
I see.
As a teacher,
Oh, so you're a teacher.
yeah, I teach jujutsu at at the Tokyo Jujutsu College from where I come from.
Oh wow, that's pretty impressive. Do you think you'll ever teach some of the other fighters some of these jujutsu techniques?
I'm actually planning on about weekly opening a portal for everyone at Fight Finder to come through
Oh.
back to my home. I've gotten permission from the rest of the council to bring metaversal people with rules, of course,
Oh, of
to the
course.
college for training.
I see. Do you think that there are any fighters within the Fight Finder roster that could probably learn your techniques?
My techniques were innate or inherited, which means they cannot be learned.
I see. Well. Oh,
Your
that's,
jujutsu technique is most of the time something you're born with.
I see.
Innate being something unique to you, inherited being something unique to your family bloodline.
Ah, interesting. So basically, there's a wide array of jujutsu techniques that can exist.
I've not seen a limit.
Interesting. Well, that would be quite something to witness if you find a technique that you have yet to see.
It will be. New sorcerers are being born, well, they're born rarely. And sometimes when they're born, they're not even realized.
Oh. What do you mean not realize that like they haven't like unlocked their abilities, or
They
just
They don't realize that they have. They might not realize that something's wrong, or they might be brushed off. Cursed energy use. People with cursed energy can see cursed spirits.
Oh. Interesting. Well, that will be quite interesting to see what you as a teacher will find and be able to unlock. It might bring a new sense of entertainment to Fight Finder if some others tend to learn these jutsus and utilize them within
Cursed techniques.
cursed techniques and use them within the ring.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm also just trying to improve people's fighting in general, no matter the technique.
I see. Well, I'm excited to see how that goes for you.
I hope many people do show up whenever I open a portal to the college.
Well, I mean, many people do have a desire to learn new techniques, new skills, or polish up on the ones they already have to try and improve on them and push it to the absolute limit of possibility of it. Yes. But that's all the questions I have for you today. But is there any closing remarks? Anything you want to promote? Anyone you want to call out personally? Anything like that?
Well, I've already promoted that I'm opening the portal.
You did.
I won't only be opening it to the college, I'll also find other places that are good for fighting.
I see. Well, thank you very much for coming on to my show, and taking time of your day to sit down and have a chat with me.
Thank you for inviting me on.
Of course, of course. I'm excited to see how things go for you, both as a teacher and as a fighter. Well, let's get ready for our next guest, shall we? So,
All right.
Well, welcome back to the show, folks. We have our last interview of the evening, so let us bring them onto the stage, shall we? Where are they? I thought you said they're ready. Oh,
What's up? How you doing?
oh, did you come from?
Hi.
Just come
Yep.
from. Well, that's quite
Yes.
the entrance, if I do say so myself.
Known to be doing this kind of stuff. I should do it when I'm bored.
I see. So, welcome to my show. So would you care to introduce yourself to the camera and for the audience watching at home?
Hyde. Julius Hyde. That's my name.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Hyde. Let's get things started off, right? Have you been in Fight Finder for a while? Have you had a few fights?
Long time actually.
Oh,
I think
well,
when this stuff first started.
I see. Wow, so you're quite the veteran then.
Yeah, even though only got like 4 wins. Honestly,
I
I'm
mean-
just here to fight.
Yes, yes. And, what do you think of the changes that they're starting to make, given the whole, movement away from a lot of the more official, like, ranked wins and road tour to the more, like, career and tournament style?
I'm gonna be honest. I am gonna miss the ranking stuff. That's just me. Because at my core, I am competitive as hell. I just don't I don't let it happen too much. But seeing how it's going, honestly, I can't hate.
Mm-hmm.
I actually prefer to.
I see.
Um,
Yes. Well, some people might share the same sentiment as you. Others are a little iffy about it, but, well, it's still in its early stages, so we'll see how it goes with that. But, let's get into, the questions here. So, what made you want to join, Fight Finder in the first place?
honestly, and before it was just somewhere where I can just go to just fight how I wanted to. Not have anybody fucking holding me back and just having to fight in group where, I had to work with others. Here I can just fight on my own and actually get along with people who have the same mentality as me.
I see.
Just a little different,
And, what goals and ambitions have you set for yourself by being a part of Fight Finder? What do you want to accomplish as a combatant here?
Well, for one, and this is a very lofty goal, and I don't imagine it's going to get done anytime soon, but I'm making my way to become the best swordsman and fight fighter.
Best swordsman.
It's
Wow.
yep. It's gonna be a little hard though.
Yes.
Guys like Meta Knight.
There are lots of
Vader around.
Yeah, there's lots of swordsmen within Fight Finder, and a lot of them are quite skilled and talented with different techniques. So it would be difficult to rise to that master swordsman level with all the different techniques and sword skills that have been showcased.
I've actually been developing my own as of late. It's just taken a while to really get for it,
Of course.
It's hard to get it to work when you gotta account for all the different types of all the different types of swords being used. Yeah, You get what I mean.
Of course, of course. And I'm curious though, what other skills do you possess that set you aside from the rest? What gives you that extra edge in a battle that will ensure you a victory?
Well, I barely use it. But my sword in my back here, Thomas Stream, is a pseudo Zanpakuto
Hmm.
and Kengo Shikai,
Oh.
which increases my level from level 4 all the way to level 6.
Oh wow.
Now, of course, it's not like a substantial boost, but it's a big boost. On top of that, with the
yes.
half wizard mask I use sometimes, it's gets me quite an edge, but it doesn't ensure my victory. I still gotta win those on my own.
Of course, of course.
Other than that, my pyromancy is one of my main things. It's actually the thing I'm the best at. Not like the best pyromancer, but the best of my abilities is my pyromancy.
I see. So you have quite the wide array of skills, then.
The other thing is assimilation, but that just requires me eating somebody, which I'm not gonna do here.
Of course. That is quite something.
Mhm. Other than that, that's really it. Most of my wins have either been against somebody of a lower level or somebody rarely of a higher level.
I see.
It's gonna be a while before I start cranking out wins constantly.
Cool.
Especially with guys like, Joe and Omni-Man around.
You're right. Yes, Job is quite something. We've had him on a show in an early episode, and he had a lot of confidence in himself, but his record does back it up.
Yep. I think it was in the 60s. I don't know. He got his wins before they started making like people who've already been in a fight can only fight once more. He just constantly kept getting fights and fights. I call it win farming, but honestly, I'm just being petty about it.
Well, I mean, he has had his fair share of losses. He probably has a lot more.
Oh yeah, no, I've
more
seen
than he
him
does wins.
Yeah. Like if losses were on, if we were allowed to put losses on our profiles, I'm pretty sure he'd have the most losses. Probably closest to more of the lower level people here.
But his strategy did pay out quite a bit because he managed to rise to the top of the roster in terms of wins.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how long can he hold that position.
Well, that's very much true. He does have a lot of wins, but people are starting to catch up, so that could very well shift in someone else's favor as time goes on.
I'm personally thinking when a guy like Meta Knight, maybe a Gafgarian's probably going to take his spot. But more Meta Knight, less Gafgarian, because everybody knows how Gaf fights.
Interesting. So, you've been in Fight Fighter for a while, so is there any fighter that you would consider a role model for others to follow?
I guess Atticus. He's one. Yep. Other than that, there's Levi, Gormunder, maybe like one of those, like Luigi's one of them as well.
I see.
He's a good dude.
Right. And why those people specifically? I'm quite curious as to your reasoning.
Well, it's just how they are. They're not constantly, not constantly seeking glory like someone like me is. They're more here to help others get better at what they do. I mean, Gormunder is, I think part of the reason Pathfinder was made is so that, Gormunder could find somebody who can match him in strength. That's just me.
I see.
As for Levi, he's more of a ref nowadays, but honestly, the fight I had with him way back during the Tojo event, was it felt like like how can I say Luigi? Okay, let me switch to Luigi real quick because Luigi's not a competitive guy, and his sportsmanship is probably one of the best in Fight Finder. He always tries to make sure that even though if he wins, he wants to make sure that the opponent doesn't feel like shit afterwards. Like they didn't just get completely shit stomped by him. He has a caring heart, and we need more people like him in Fight Finder.
Right.
For Levi, he's more of that mentor type of guy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course, he's stupidly strong, but every fight I've seen him in, it's less of him trying to win, it's more of him trying to have fun, which, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not exactly sure on it. It's more of my feelings on it is Levi's the kind of guy to fight for fun.
Mm-hmm.
And while that does piss me off a little bit because, they're a competitive dude, I can respect it with somebody as strong as him.
I see. And do you have a favorite fighter that you have found yourself constantly rooting for whenever they step into the ring?
There's Kirby. I haven't seen these two fight yet, but Maka and Uchi and Little Mac, I'm gonna be cheering for them in any fight they go in.
See. Well. Sorry, finish your thought.
Well, I just finished my thought there.
Oh, okay. Well, let's move on to the other side of that little coin there. Have you encountered a fighter that you would consider a rival?
Honestly, not yet. It kind of sucks, but not yet.
Huh?
Although somebody who would come close to that is like maybe Joe, but that's more of me and him beefing over what honor really is. I don't.
What's your view on honor, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, and this is just coming from my point of view. It's not to just piss anybody else off, but I don't see a lot of point in it. I mean, yeah, of course, it's a sportsman kind of event, but I just see a fight as a fight. There's no real honor in a fight. Wait, at the end of the day, you're just using the skills you've honed over the years to harm someone else, instead of using it to protect others. Jesus, my brain is...
So then, what kind of made you want to join a sport fighting type thing with this type of mindset?
It was less that I wanted to have fun with this. It was more that I wanted to learn from the others around me. Like, of course, I come here to blow off steam and not have them fight in groups. I hate that shit. Especially with the people in the metaverse now.
Oh, why is that?
Because either A, they're doing it for, we gotta save this blank land, or B, we gotta do it because I want revenge, or this or that. It's like people are trying to put fucking reasoning behind why they want to go do something. When really, all we're going on is a mission to go help some people. There's no real further thought.
I see.
If you're working on sorry for that. If you're working for a corporation, there's no real point. Like, you're working for a corporation. There's no virtue in that. You can't put a blank slate on that and say, I'm doing it for X reason. Like, either way, you're still causing harm on others. And I mostly just fight for money. Not like in a self-sword. Not like a self-sword mentality. More of I got rent, I gotta get money, I gotta do this to get the money, so boom. Sometimes I actually come away from it feeling like I actually helped somebody. Other times it feels more like I just helped further somebody else's agenda.
See,
It's
interesting.
not fun. Especially with the personalities in each gig. God, you have no idea how insufferable people can be. Especially people who believe themselves as heroes. That's the real bad ones. Ugh.
Do you not see yourself as a hero whenever you go on these missions to help other people?
No, I just feel like a guy who's just going out of his way to help others. I'm not trying to be a hero while doing it. I'm just doing it because I want.
I see. Interesting.
If there's, at the end of the day, if there's no reward for what I'm doing, I'm just gonna walk away. Like, I know that's selfish, but I'm not gonna do something if it doesn't either A, concern people I care about, or B, have something I want to fucking have, like money.
Interesting. Well, you have some very interesting views. Different from a lot of the other people that have been on the show, but every person is different. We'll have our own personalities and whatnot.
Like, I know nobody's gonna agree with what I'm saying right now, but like, they're free to have their own opinions. I'm free to have mine. As long as this shit doesn't cause me a headache when I get back, I'll be fine.
Of course. And well, that's all the time we have for today. And thank you for answering all my questions. But do you have any closing remarks? Anything you want to promote? Anyone you want to call out personally? Anything like that?
I mean, there is one, but it'd be more of like an official challenge. Alright. I'm gonna regret doing this. Yo, Meta Knight! Next official event, me and you. Hope you see this.
Alright, thank you.
Yep, thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you. Well, folks, that is the end of our show. Hope you enjoyed watching. I know I had fun talking with all these fighters, as I always do. Even some of the more wild ones, as you've seen, but they all have their own bit of charm to the show. But yes, just stay tuned, and as up next, as always, we have Cooking with Firearms, so please stay tuned for that, and I will see you all next week. This is Rex Ressington, signing off.